Hey guys, I'm here with the new Rage Trypan. I'm going to do a little unboxing and a little review, although it's already unboxed, but I'm just going to kind of go over what's in the package and why I switched back to Rage. It's kind of been a little bit of an adventure, but anyway, the main features that brought me back to Rage are the titanium and super thin ferrule here. The blades are actually 0.039 inches thick, which is pretty much the thickest on the market, I think, for mechanical, or pretty close to it. So the original problem I had with Rage was with the extremes here. You can see, I think a major defect for Rage, if Rage is listening, is this little notch right here. I shot 2 deer broadside through the lungs, and both of these extremes snapped right at that corner. So that worried me because I didn't know where these razors were they in my deer or what. So I liked the giant holes. Both those deer didn't go very far. I think one only went about 20 yards, but I didn't like how those blades were snapping off, so I switched. I actually switched to NAP Killzone Max, which has a 2.4 inch cut. These were doing well, but what I really did like about Rage was that slap cut, which these NAPs don't really have. The other thing too is this retention spring I'm not necessarily a big fan of either. I had an issue where I target practiced one of my real blades, and I think one of these blades came open when I shot, and the Broadhead helicoptered, and I missed the target by about 6 feet, which is probably not operator error. So I got kind of a bad feeling about these Broadheads after that, and then once I saw that the Trypans were coming out, I think they really solved all the problems. These things, I was kind of measuring them, and when they first expand, you're getting that slap cut, which, I measured it. And we're talking like almost 3 inches across. So that's where they're getting that 3-inch plus slap cut, is because when it goes hits a deer, it's gonna go 90 degrees and create that 3-inch cut, which is crazy. The other thing I like is the new shock collar. I think an arrow in flight with this plastic shock collar is going to probably be as secure as you can get, and I like it a lot better than that retention spring from the NAP, so I'm a big fan of that. So what you get in the package, once you unbox it, is you get 3 broadheads, and you get a little package of 3 spare shock collars. So you get 6 shock collars altogether, and then no practice head, which kind of stinks. So I want to start practicing with these right away, so I ended up buying the hypodermic practice heads, but I got the actual cast, and you can take a look at these here. I like the cast ones. They look almost identical to the Trypans, so that's what I'm using for my target. You can use the other hypodermic practice heads with like the little thin wire, but I think my issue that I want to be sure of is with these these wings hanging off there. I want to know how this flies at long distances, so I think this best represents that for a practice tip. And then I am still going to shoot a real broadhead, as I always do, just to make sure that everything is shooting exactly where it should be. So I always sacrifice one real broadhead anyway. So other than that, I really think that they're awesome broadheads. I'm really pumped to shoot these things through a deer. I mean, this thing is just super well built. The metal, it's titanium ferrule in there, which isn't going to break or bend. The blades are super thick. Oh, and the other thing too is these extremes, when they come out of the package, they felt really dull to me, like I wanted to sharpen them. These Trypans, razor sharp in comparison. So another big improvement there. And so again, it's kind of a long journey that brought me here, but I am going back to Rage. and I am super excited, and I can't wait to slay some deer with this thing. It's going to be wicked. So thanks for tuning in.